I know I'm probably just being so dramatic and annoying, but this is my first job, like my first 9-to-5 job after college, and I'm in person, and I'm commuting in the city, and it takes me fucking forever to get there. There's no way I'm gonna be able to afford living in the city right now, so that's off the table. Like, fucking duh! If I was able to walk to work, and it'd be fine, but I'm not. So it literally takes me, like, I leave here, like, I get on the train at 7:30, and I don't get home till, like, 6:15 earliest, and then, like, I don't have time to do anything. I want to shower, eat my dinner, and go to sleep. I don't have time or energy to cook my dinner either. Like, I don't have energy to work out. Like, that's out the window. Like, I'm so upset. Oh my god. Nothing to do with my job at all, but just, like, the 9-to-5 schedule in general is crazy. Being in the office 9 to 5, like, if it was remote, you get off at 5, and you're home, and everything's fine. But, like, I'm not home. It takes me long to get home, and, like, people that drive to the office, like, you don't get off at 5, and I know it could be worse, I know I could be working longer, but, like, I literally get off, it's pitch black, like, I don't have energy. How do you have friends? Like, how do you have time to, like, meet, like, a guy? I don't know, like, how do you have time for, like, dating? Like, I don't have time for anything, and I'm, like, so stressed out, and I'm also getting my period, so that's why I'm all emotional, but, like, am I so dramatic? It's fine.
This is the most humbled I've ever felt in my life. I'm literally holding resumes, a stack of them, so that I can go in person to places and say, are you guys hiring? It's honestly a little bit embarrassing because I'm literally applying for, like, minimum wage jobs, and some of them are being like, we're not hiring, and it's like, what? This is not what I expected. I graduated college with 2 degrees in communications and acting. I speak 3 languages. Oh, this sucks. Like, I just want to be a TikToker, if I'm being so for real with you. But I can't be delusional anymore. Like, I literally need to make money. And so, I'm just gonna keep trying.
Bitches ain't seen humbling yet. But without further ado, I'd like to give all glory, praises, honor to Yahweh, Bashem, Yasharahla, Bashem, Kakadash, double honors to the apostles of the Elsbeth Millstone, peace, citation, hopeful elect, Shalom. And the title of this video is going to be Women Are Starting to Feel the Pressure, but the Great Humbling is Yet to Come. So, of course, you know, through the Spirit, we understand what's coming, you know, in the times to this country, America, aka Babylon the Great. And it's going to be other places around the world too, because we're already starting to, you know, feel the pressure of, like, the beginning of sorrows. You know, you got people complaining on social media, so to say, about, you know, the shit that they're going through in their day-to-day life. You got average Edomites complaining, and you know, it's really funny because scriptures mention to you, and I believe in Sirach, around the 41st chapter, somewhere around there, where it mentions about how, you know, the children shall complain of an ungodly father. So yeah, and this is what they're doing. And it seems to be 2 Edomites in the video, you know, complaining about the pressure that they are receiving, you know, in this society in America, right? And one bitch was complaining in the first video about how she's getting burnout in the workforce, and she just started her first career after college, her first 9-to-5 job. She mentions that she don't live in New York City because it's so expensive. And then you got this this other woman over here. She was complaining about how it's so hard for her to even just get a minimum wage job, and she apparently has 2 degrees, you know, one in I believe she said communications, and the other one in theater. And it's like, you know, that's the thing about a lot of you stupid ass people that go to college, you know. Not saying you're stupid for going to college, but I'm just saying, like, you know, y'all expect to have, you know, the best jobs, or so you expect to basically get somewhere with a degree. And then the thing is that even after you graduate from college, it's still hard to find yourself a job, because at least back in the 80s and 90s or even early 2000s, it was something that you could find. But now it's like the competition is very, you know, hard. It's highly competitive to just find something. That's why it would make more sense for you to go to a trade school at this point, because even just going to college and, you know, getting a job, you know, especially towards like certain majors, you know, the competition is really high. And she's over here saying that she's trying to like, make, her ends meet. So she's trying to go as far as getting a minimum wage job just to try to, get a little somewhere, in life. But it's like, it's even hard for her to get that. And there's a thing where they say that, oh, you're too overqualified for a job. And sometimes it's like, even when you have a degree, the reason why some jobs don't want to hire you is because they may see that not only that you're overqualified, but that once you find a better opportunity, that you're going to leave their, job for something else. So that's the reason why they tend to stick to getting people that are, with high school diplomas only, or so, at least maybe associates. But even then, it's like, it shows you that, these are some tough times that we're in, and it's only going to get worse. And she's talking about this is the most humblest that she has ever been. And the funny thing is, we haven't even reached Jacob's trouble yet. And it goes to show you that, like, when it's coming to these people in general, like the heathen women, so to say, especially the Edomite women, they gonna humble down quicker, because this girl in the first video was crying. The snow bunny Edomite bitch was crying about the workplace struggles, and then this other Edomite crying about how she can't even get a job. Can you only imagine Jacob's trouble, like, the further adversity that these women are gonna have to go to? Like, can you imagine that? But anyways, this article right here says burnout is on the rise worldwide, and Gen Z, young millennials, women are the most stressed. And I'm trying to make this video as short as possible, so I'm on a plantation, but going straight to the point. It says in this published Tuesday, March 14th, 2023. So it says burnout from workplace stress is at an all-time high since spring 2021, according to new research from Future Forum. Of 10,243 full-time desk-based workers polled in 6 countries, including the United States and the United Kingdom. Over 40% said they are burned out, which the World Health Organization defines as an increased mental distance from one's job. Feelings of energy depletion and negativism, 42%, marks a new record since Future Forum began measuring work burnout in May 2021. At that time, 38% of workers reported burnout. 2 types of people, however, are at greater risk of burnout than everyone else: women and workers under 30. Nearly half, 48% of 18 to 29-year-olds said they feel drained, compared with 40% of their peers aged 30 and up, while women, 46%, reported higher levels of burnout than men, 37%. There's no single reason burnout is hitting women and younger working adults particularly hard, but experts agree that intersecting sector stressors of the COVID-19 pandemic and economic uncertainties have exacerbated stress and disengagement within these groups. So yeah, that's showing you right there that most of the women are the ones that's feeling the burnout, And these are just like, it could be short, like percentages. Like you don't know truly like the actual estimate, but that's pretty much how it is. It could be higher, but but yeah, let's see. Going down in the article, it says what's stressing Gen Z millennials out. Gen Z and younger millennials entered the workforce during a global pandemic and amid concerns over rising inflation, recession fears, and intense geopolitical conflict. While these concerns are widespread, stress levels are exceptionally high for young people who feel that they have less control and stability in their careers. Quote, younger millennials and Gen Z were raised with a lot of pressure to be high achievers, but are starting their careers in a chaotic landscape where they have little autonomy and freedom to find a meaningful, well-paid job. Debbie Sorensen, a Denver-based psychologist, says pointing to companies' ever-changing return-to-office policies, proliferating layoffs, and hiring freezes as leading contributors to burnout. Workers under 30 are also more likely to have layoff anxiety, as newer, less experienced employees are often among the first to be targeted for job cuts. Brian Elliott, the executive leader of Future Firm, notes All of this is causing Gen Z and young millennials to be more detached and less fulfilled in their professional lives. According to 2022 data from Gallup, workers under 35 are disengaging from their jobs in much higher numbers than their older cohorts. Says a worsening gender burnout gap. Women have reported higher levels of burnout than men for years, a gap that has more than doubled since 2019, Gallup reports. Let's see. The explanation for this widening gap can boil down to gender inequities. Research has found that women are less likely to be more promoted than men, yet likely to head to single-parent families and take on unpaid labor, all things that can exacerbate burnout. So, wow. In addition, women are more likely to work in low-paid jobs, some of which, like healthcare and elder care, have become extremely stressful in the wake of the pandemic, Sorensen says. Elliott also points to the worsening childcare crisis as another factor causing more stress and frustration for women. A lack of affordable, accessible childcare is one of the main reasons women, not men, have to quit or change jobs, he adds. It took women 3 years to recover from their pandemic job losses. For the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic, the number of women in the labor force exceeds pre-pandemic numbers per the latest jobs report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. By comparison, it took men less than 2 years to recoup their job losses, the National Women's Law Center reports. Wow. And let's see. It says, and quote, "We haven't had time to recover from the trauma of what we've been through the last few years," Sorensen said. Women and young people in particular are putting an immense amount of pressure on themselves to keep going, keep working, no matter the cost. So yeah, that's pretty much it on that article. Without further ado, I'll bring out some scripture, Lord willing, make this lesson edifying. And this is Isaiah chapter 32, verse 9. You know, so brothers go to, especially when they first come into the truth, but bring it out anyway. It's basic, straight to the point for our precept. It says, "Rise up, ye women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech." And, you know, to the spirit of the Yahweh Shem Yashai, you know, Isaiah is pretty much making a, you know, call out to a lot of these women, you know, because they just so happen to be at ease, you know, having it to where, you know, they seem like they feel a lot of the decent jobs in offices and things of that nature. You know, especially after college, they get their little careers. Some of them, it's like they still have it to where, you know, there's some out there that's actually having a hard time finding a job, apparently, as that woman said in the second video that I brought out. You know, and then even in the first video, even if they just so happen to get a job, they still feel the pressure, and they're feeling that, you know, it's just not really fitting out for them because of the fact that how, you know, when you're on a workplace, you know, it's a thing where they don't care about the fact that you have emotions or feelings, you know. Sometimes, like, you got HR where they just treat you like you're a slave, you know, in the company. And it's pretty much like the company comes first. You know, your feelings and your emotions and things of that nature doesn't really come, you know, to mind. It just pretty much comes last, if anything. And they treat you almost like you're, you know, a robot. And that's pretty much what you stupid ass woman get, because, hey man, you know, you've been feeling so comforted, you know, being a career woman. You want to be this whole independent, you know, boss bitch. This is what you got to look up to now. This is what you have to face. This is reality. And what that fucking bitch talking about, like, oh, in the second video, that she want to be a TikToker, you know, trying to be like a little social media influencer, you know, some type of social media enthusiast to try to escape reality. Well, bitch, guess what? You know, when it's coming to Jacob's trouble, when that internet shut off, you know, when there's no more social media, when that thing actually goes down eventually, you know, a lot of you people are going to lose your minds, because you see, the one thing about social media is that it's a great way to escape from reality. Another thing too, it also pretty much developed, you know, people's businesses, you know, so to say, like e-commerce, and, you know, people that have that, you know, their brick and mortar stores, that they're able to like sell products like a lot faster. They're able to make out shipments, you know, a lot quicker by the use of the internet, and by way of social media, they're able to pretty much have other people, from different parts of the country, different parts in different states, or even different parts in the world, to see their businesses, and things of that nature, being able to, engage with their customers, by way of, social media. Yeah. Social media is pretty much has, developed a lot of people's lifestyles, but at the same time, it also, developed a lot of, fake personalities within a lot of people. And, when people are feeling so much stress in the world, that's the number one thing that they run to. They run to social media. That's pretty much the answer. But hey, man, there's going to be a point in time where that whole social media shit, you people are going to have to forcefully detox from that when social media pretty much gets cut off. But anyways, continuing, it says in verse 10, many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless woman, for the vengeance shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Tremble, ye women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and bear sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. Yeah. And honestly speaking, I feel like for the woman that humble quicker and starting to understand that reality's starting to kick in, and y'all starting to realize that, some of y'all realizing that the workplace ain't for you, some of you realizing that it's just even hard for you to get a job, even a minimum wage job. Like, come on. Like, even after you have a degree, or however much degrees that you women claim you have, it's like, it's really disappointing, because here it is, like, you in so much debt for attending stupid ass college, or university or so, because apparently when it's coming to a lot of people, they don't go to the cheaper colleges a lot of the times if they were at least a little smarter, but they want to go to like the best colleges in terms of like the ones that have the best amenities, such as like a big university with a lot of people socializing, things of that nature. But then it's like, when you think about it, usually the colleges with like those best amenities, like those big universities with a lot of people, you got to end up spending a lot more money, on the loans, and then it's like you over here ended up having to, be in the workforce. Now you got to go as far as, paying all that money back that you took out to attend those schools. And like I said, if you can't even find a minimum wage job, that shit is just really, that's hard right there. That's tough. And for the ones that humble down quicker, I might just say that I don't know how the Lord gonna play it out, but shit, they may even just, honestly find a man in the Lord quicker if the Lord is dealing with them on that level, compared to the woman that's not even humble and down right now. Because you still have a lot of women out there that's just like, they still being prideful as all hell, and they will think that the number one solution, even if they starting to feel the pressure, is to go to social media as a way to pretty much escape from the world, current issues that they're going through in the world. And one thing a lot of these people don't understand, the internet's main purpose, I believe like Apostle Tahar was saying a while back, like the main purpose on the internet, it was not for you to see, a lot of like entertainment videos, such as like, you having a pet or so, or you basically doing all these tutorials to teach people, you're trying to like, build up your business or things of that nature. It's mainly to push this word, and that's the main point the apostles, saying at that time, was to to push this truth, because this truth was meant to basically, of course, like be spread throughout the four corners of the earth, and that's what the main purpose of the internet was for. And now, because this truth has spread all throughout the four corners of the earth, by way of the internet, scripture said that this truth shall spread throughout the four corners of the earth, and then the end shall come, and we're already approaching the end, so now we're starting to see a lot of things are starting to take place, and this is one of the things that's taking place. Women rising up, basically they're rising up from their comfort, starting to feel that pressure, and this is just the beginning of sorrows. Just imagine when that time comes where the internet is really down, and like you can't even go online no more. Your phones can't even work. Then you have to resort back to, the old ways. Without technology. Without going on the internet. And so you women, y'all finna fold in that time. Another thing about these women too is that I feel like out of all genders, they spend the most time on social media than anybody else, because you see how many pictures they post in, like how many selfies they post all the time, posting on their stories, things of that nature. So yeah, and they're gonna really feel that pressure. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12. Start at verse 3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets. When the sound of the grinding is low, he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." So yeah, man, there's gonna be a point in time where the grinding is gonna be very low. As you can already see, it's hard to get jobs. How much more when there's gonna be more layoffs? Because like another thing too with this whole migrant crisis, they're starting to say that because I heard at my job where apparently I work at the for overnight as well. My second job is like work at the shelter. So what it is, it's like, and this is apparently a migrant shelter too. So I was hearing that like one of the security guards, and this other admin I was working with, he basically was saying something about how they were talking about there's going to be a lot of layoffs in like city jobs, so to say. So even like with police officers, teachers, and that's something I'm also working on too, to become a teacher. But they were mentioning that like those jobs are going to be layoffs from there, and just like other city jobs as well. So apparently this whole migrant crisis could just really be pretty much the scapegoat for Jacob's trouble, so to say, like the purge in particular, because that's definitely what they're trying to do. They're trying to basically set the stage for blaming Jake for the downfall of this kingdom. You know what I mean? And that's honestly what Esau is trying to do. He's just trying to, find the excuse to push it on Jake. And of course he's gonna, try to look like he's trying to help people, but at the same time he's gonna do it in a sense of trying to destroy people. So he's gonna try to look like he's a helper just to destroy somebody. You know what I mean? That's how this devil Esau works. And we all know this is, set up by design any damn way. It's just the Heavenly Father, using Esau on the left-hand side to pretty much go as far as, pushing his evil plans, basically plotting. But I mean, let me see, I'm gonna bring out, this might be the last one, so I don't really have much. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, and verse 4 is, well, actually, start at verse 2. It says, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth." Exactly. And you see, one thing about a lot of these people, man, it's like, so much for being in the house of mirth, it's like they're starting to really, now they're starting to feel the pressure. They ain't gonna be in mirth no more. You're starting to see that spirit of mirth is really, declining, because that whole holiday spirit that people was in at one point in the early 2000s, like, and even before, being like this whole holly jolly Christmas spirit, this whole, Halloween, basically whatever holidays that these people do and partake in. These people, now they're starting to feel the pressure. It's like you can't, hardly celebrate these holidays anymore because of high inflations and, it's just a lot of other issues that's pretty much setting the stage, And it's like, honestly, there's going to be a lot more issues, that's yet to come. And very soon, the internet ain't gonna be your answer for trying to escape from all the world problems. Because honestly speaking, the real way that you could escape from the problems in the world is by coming to this truth, in a sense. I mean, you're gonna go through it, don't get me wrong, but at least like you're gonna feel more confident with the fact that like you have this level of knowledge and this understanding that you know why these things are happening, that these things were already set by the Heavenly Father from the fourth dimension, for it to manifest, because it's already been prophesied. That's what these stupid boneheaded ass dumbass people, especially these Christians, don't understand. But yeah, that's pretty much it on that. Just wanted to kind of get my little 2 cents in, and I tell you, man, like, what's coming to y'all woman, man. You can even see in the second video, like in the beginning of it, the other bitch talking about how she couldn't even get the job, working in a fast food restaurant, so like a minimum wage job that she had with a stack of resumes. It's like she was looking like she was just so surprised. Like you could just even see in her face, she looks defeated. But that's pretty much gonna be, there's gonna be a lot more women that's gonna be looking worse than that in the time of Jacob's trouble, because y'all haven't seen humbling yet. So without further ado, I'd like to say, call on Allah, Yahweh Bashem Mashah Bashem Kakadash, the honest apostle elsewhere, Millstone, peace, citation, hope for elect, Shalom.